The rain in Seoul was heavy that night, not soft, not gentle, but loud, fast, and angry, like the sky was crying with her. Neon lights from Gangnam streets reflected on the wet ground, pink, blue, purple, red, all mixing with the tears on her face as she ran. Her breath was shaking, her heart was hurting, her footsteps were echoing between the tall buildings. Someone was following her. She didn't look back, she didn't need to. She could hear the footsteps behind her, fast, close, dangerous. Her hair was soaked, her clothes were cold, her hands were trembling, but she kept running. Please, not tonight, she whispered to herself. She didn't know who those men were. Maybe robbers, maybe drunk strangers, maybe something worse. All she knew was that she needed to disappear. She turned a corner and bumped into someone, a tall figure, a dark coat, a cold presence. His hand shot forward, grabbing her arm before she fell. His grip was strong, steady, almost icy. She looked up, and for a moment, the world stopped. He was standing under a broken streetlight, rain sliding down his sharp jawline, black hair sticking to his forehead, eyes dark, too dark, like he carried storms inside them. He said nothing, just looked at her, like he could see everything she was hiding. Her lips parted, her breath caught. Behind her, the footsteps were getting louder. She panicked, her voice came out trembling. Please, I need your help. He didn't blink, he didn't speak, he just stared at her, like he was reading her soul. She heard the men turning the corner. She had seconds. Her chest rose and fell fast. Her heart was beating like a drum. She looked into his eyes. Strangers, complete strangers, but something about him felt like power, felt like safety, felt like danger, mixed with protection. And without thinking, without planning, without caring about the consequences, she grabbed his face with both hands and kissed him, a deep, desperate, trembling kiss. Time stopped. The rain disappeared, the footsteps faded, the neon lights blurred. All she felt was his cold breath turning warm, his lips freezing for a second, then slowly, very slowly, moving with hers. He didn't push her away. He didn't question her. He didn't even breathe at first. He just stayed still, like her kiss had shut down his entire world. His hand tightened on her waist, not rough, not soft, just firm enough to tell her, I am here. Her heartbeat was loud in her ears. Her knees felt weak. Her fingers trembled against his jaw. She didn't know why this kiss felt like more than fear, more than escape, more than desperation. Something about him felt magnetic. When she finally pulled back, she was breathing hard, her lips shaking, her body warm even in the cold rain. The men behind her had disappeared. Maybe they saw her with him. Maybe they knew better. Maybe they ran for their own lives. But she didn't look back. She only looked at him. He stared at her, eyes dark, breathing slow, expression unreadable. A single drop of rain slid down his cheek. He didn't wipe it. His voice came out low, deep, dangerous. Do you even know who I am? She whispered, no. Lightning flashed behind him. Thunder hit the sky. His eyes looked even darker in the light. For a moment, she thought he might hurt her, or walk away, or call her crazy. But he leaned closer, slowly. So close, she could feel his breath on her lips again. You kissed the wrong man, he whispered. Her heart dropped. She tried to step back, but his hand stayed on her waist. He didn't let her go. Not yet. Not after that kiss. His eyes softened for a second, like he was fighting something inside himself. Tell me your name, he said quietly. She swallowed, still shaking. My name is Amale. He repeated it softly, almost to himself. Amale. The way he said her name, it felt like he was tasting it, like he was memorizing it, like he wanted it to stay in his mouth forever. He leaned a little closer. My name is Ji-hoon, he said. She nodded nervously. He looked into her eyes, then whispered, and tonight, Amala, you kissed the Korean Mafia Prince. Her breath froze. Her legs went weak. Her heart stopped for a moment. He watched her reaction silently, like he wanted to see if she would run or stay. That kiss, he said softly. You have no idea what you just started. Before she could reply, a black luxury car rolled up next to them, windows tinted, engine low and expensive. A man stepped out serious, dressed in all black. Hyung Nim, he said respectfully. Your father is waiting. Ji-hoon didn't look at him. His eyes stayed on Amale. Go home, he whispered to her, before I change my mind and take you with me. The words hit her chest like fire. She didn't know if she wanted to run, or stay, or kiss him again, but he stepped back, rain falling hard between them. his eyes never leaving her. Just before he entered the car, he said one last thing. That kiss wasn't for protection. You feel it too, Amale. Don't lie to yourself. The car door closed. The car drove away, and she stood there, in the middle of the rain, heart shaking, lips still warm, knowing she had just kissed someone who could destroy her life, or change it forever. The next morning, Seoul looked completely different. The rain was gone, the sky was soft, the streets were calm, but inside Amale's chest, everything was still shaking. She sat on the bus, staring out the window. Her reflection looked tired. Her lips still felt warm. Her mind still replayed the moment again and again. Why did I kiss him? Who was he? Really? Why did he let me? What did he mean, Korean Mafia Prince? Every question made her heart beat faster. She didn't know if she was scared, or curious, or something else she didn't want to admit. She reached work, a cozy cafe in Itaewon. The smell of coffee, warm lights, soft jazz music. It was supposed to help her calm down, but nothing could calm the storm inside her. Girl, you look like you saw a ghost, her best friend Zuri said, raising an eyebrow. Amale forced a smile. It was just a long night. Zuri crossed her arms. Long night or long kiss? Amale almost dropped the tray in her hands. How do you? Zuri smirked. Your lips are swollen, sweetheart. Don't lie to me. Amale looked away, cheeks burning. It was nothing, just someone helped me. Zuri leaned closer. Helped you or held you? Amale stayed silent. Zuri gasped dramatically. Oh my God, you actually kissed someone. Amale whispered urgently. Zuri, please keep your voice down. Zuri looked even more excited. So who was he? Cute, handsome, tall, dangerous, rich, Korean, all of the above. Amale inhaled deeply. I think he might be dangerous. Zuri blinked. Girl, what did you do? Amale whispered, voice soft and scared. I kissed the wrong man. Zuri froze. Wrong how? Amale swallowed. He said he was the Korean Mafia Prince. Zuri dropped the spoon from her hands. What? Are you insane? Why would you? How? Why? What? Amale sighed. I didn't know. I just acted. I was in danger. Zuri put a hand on her forehead like she was about to faint. So you're telling me you kissed a mafia prince in the rain to escape danger, and he let you? Amale nodded. Zuri sat down slowly, whispering, this is not good. Not good at all. But also, girl, that's the most K-drama thing I've ever heard. Amale groaned. Zuri, please. Before Zuri could tease her again, the cafe door opened. A cold wind entered. The bell chimed softly. Amale turned around, and her heart stopped. He was standing there, Ji-hoon, the man from the rain, the stranger she kissed, the Mafia Prince. He wasn't wet this time. He wasn't messy. He wasn't hiding in the shadows. He stood tall, sharp, powerful, black suit, black gloves, black expression, and his eyes, dark, focused, locked onto her immediately. Zuri whispered, who is that? Amale's voice shook. That's him. Ji-hoon stepped inside slowly, like he owned the whole room, like nothing in the world could touch him. People in the cafe moved aside without realizing. Something about him made them step away. Respect? Fear? Instinct? Amale's heart pounded. She wanted to hide. She wanted to run. She wanted to pretend she didn't remember him. But Ji-hoon didn't give her that choice. He walked straight to her, stopped in front of her, close enough she could feel his quiet strength again. He spoke softly. Amale. Her breath caught. He remembered her name. He remembered her. He leaned slightly closer. You left suddenly last night. She blinked fast. I had to. I was scared. His eyes narrowed, but not in anger. More like disappointment. You should have stayed. Her heart flipped. Zuri whispered from behind the counter. Oh girl, you're done for. Amale stepped back a little. Ji-hoon noticed, and his jaw tightened. Are you afraid of me? He asked quietly. She didn't want to lie, but she didn't want to show weakness either. I don't know what to feel, she whispered. He didn't blink. Then, softly, good. She frowned. Good. Why? He stepped closer. She could smell his cologne, clean, dark, expensive. Because fear keeps you alert, he whispered. And you need to be alert now. She swallowed. Why? Ji-hoon looked around the cafe briefly, then back at her. Last night, someone saw you kiss me. Amale froze. What does that mean? He lowered his voice, so only she could hear. It means the Seoul underworld now thinks you're mine. Her heart stopped. Mine? He continued. And if they think you're mine, they will try to use you. She stepped back in panic. What? No, I didn't ask for this. He gently took her wrist. Not tight, just steady. You didn't choose it, he said softly. But the moment you kissed me, you entered my world. Her voice trembled. I don't want to be part of your world. His eyes lowered to her lips for 1 second. He whispered, you already are. Amala felt her knees weaken. Zuri whispered from behind the counter, girl, I think he's obsessed. Jihoon turned his head slightly. Who is she? Amala quickly stepped in. She's my friend. Don't scare her. He looked away, uninterested. Fine. He returned his eyes to Amala. Cold, dangerous, but strangely gentle for her. I came to see you, he said simply. Her heart skipped. Why? She whispered. He leaned close. His breath brushed her cheek. Because last night, you kissed me. His voice dropped even lower, and I haven't been able to think of anything else since. She swallowed hard. That was just fear, she whispered. He shook his head slowly. No, that was something else. His eyes softened for the first time. That kiss, he exhaled, almost frustrated. You changed something in me. He looked away for a second, like he didn't want her to see his weakness. Then, I want to see you again, he said simply. She froze. Why me? His jaw clenched. I don't know yet, but I need to find out. She took a slow breath. Jihoon, you're dangerous. He stepped closer again. So are you. Me, I'm not. You kissed a mafia prince in the middle of the rain, he whispered, with no fear, no hesitation, no thought. His eyes darkened. That makes you more dangerous than you think. She didn't know what to say. Her chest was tight, her throat dry, her heart confused. Jihoon's voice softened. Meet me tonight. She shook her head quickly. No, I can't. He leaned closer, whispering, you can. You will. Her breath trembled. Where? She whispered without meaning to. His lips curled just a little. Gangnam rooftop. Midnight. A pause. Come alone. He let go of her wrist gently, turned away, walked out of the cafe. But right before he stepped outside, he looked back over his shoulder, and his eyes said everything he didn't speak out loud. This isn't over. Not even close. The door closed. The bell chimed. Zuri grabbed Amali's arm. A rooftop. At midnight. With that man. Are you going? Amali whispered, barely breathing. I don't know. But she already knew the truth. She was going. Midnight in Gangnam felt like another world. The streets below were loud and bright, but the rooftop above was quiet, cold, and filled with the soft hum of the city. Amala stood there alone, her hands shaking slightly, her heart beating in her throat. She didn't know why she came. She told herself it was stupid, dangerous, risky, but something inside her, a pull, a feeling, a curiosity, brought her back to him. The sky was dark, the wind was strong, the city lights looked like stars fallen to earth, and then she felt him before she saw him, a quiet presence, a slow, confident walk, a shadow that moved with purpose. Jihoon stepped out from the doorway, black shirt, black coat, hair slightly messy from the wind, eyes sharp, but softened when they landed on her. He didn't smile, but something in him relaxed. You came, he said quietly. Amali swallowed. Yes. His footsteps echoed across the rooftop as he walked toward her, slow, controlled, dangerous. The closer he came, the louder her heartbeat became. He stopped, just a step away from her, close enough she could feel his warmth in the cold air. I thought maybe you'd run, he said. She looked at him honestly. I considered it. He tilted his head. But you didn't. She hesitated, then whispered, no. A soft breath left him, like he had been holding it all night. For a moment, there was only silence between them. Long, heavy, meaningful silence. Then he asked, why did you really kiss me last night? Amali's fingers curled nervously. She looked away from his intense gaze. I told you, I was scared. You were scared, he said, stepping closer. And you chose me. Out of all the people in that street, you ran into me. You held on to me. You kissed me. His eyes darkened. That wasn't random. She felt her heart twist. Why does it matter so much to you? She whispered. He looked at her with a mixture of frustration and something deeper, something he was trying hard to hide. Because I haven't been able to forget it. Amala's breath caught. Jihoon stepped to her side and looked over the city, trying to calm himself. The wind blew through his hair. His jaw was tight. His hands were in his pockets, like he was holding himself together. You don't understand my world, he said quietly. When someone touches me, when someone gets close, he paused, voice low and honest. They don't leave my mind. Amala turned to him slowly. You've never been kissed before? He let out a small breath, half laugh, half pain. Kissed? Yes. Then he looked at her with a deep, unreadable expression. But not like that. Her lips parted. She didn't know what to say. He turned to face her fully. His voice dropped to a whisper. You kissed me like you meant it. Amali's heart pounded harder. I didn't mean. He stepped closer. Don't lie to me, he whispered. His eyes held hers so deeply she couldn't look away. There was something in that kiss, and you felt it too. Amala shook her head softly. I can't be part of your world, Jihoon. He took another step. You already are. She stepped back instinctively, but he followed, slow and deliberate, never breaking eye contact. You pulled me into something I can't walk away from, he whispered. She swallowed hard. Jihoon, please. His voice softened, fragile, almost lonely. I don't know why I'm like this around you. I don't know why I can't stop thinking about you, but something changed. Something I don't want to ignore. Amali felt her chest tighten in ways she didn't expect. That's not fair, she whispered. Your life is dangerous. Your world is full of enemies. He cut her off quietly. You're not just anything. Amala looked away, her throat tight. Jihoon reached out slowly, not grabbing, not forcing, just placing 2 fingers under her chin. He lifted her face gently. Their eyes met. You're the only person who ever walked into my life without fear, he said. The only person who touched me without wanting something. A pause. And the only woman who made me feel anything real in years. Amali felt her legs weaken. She didn't expect this honesty. Not from him, not from a man like him. Jihoon, I don't know what you want from me. Her voice shook. He whispered, I want to understand you. I want to know why your kiss still burns in my mind. I want to know why my chest tightens when I look at you. He stepped closer, their faces inches apart, and I want to make sure no one ever touches you again. Her breath trembled. That sounds like obsession. He didn't deny it. Maybe it is. Silence. Heavy, dangerous, emotional. Amala took a step back, needing space to breathe. But at that exact moment, the rooftop door opened again. A tall man in a grey suit stepped out, cold eyes, sharp jaw, smirk like he enjoyed trouble. Jihoon's expression turned deadly. Leave, Jihoon said without looking back at her. His voice wasn't soft anymore. It was pure command. Amali froze. The man stepped closer, eyes wandering to Amala with interest. So, this is the woman, he said in Korean. The one everyone is talking about. Amale didn't understand the words, but she understood the tone, and she didn't like it. Jihoon stepped in front of her immediately, blocking her from the man's eyes. Don't look at her, he said quietly. The man smirked. Why? Is she yours? Jihoon didn't blink. Yes. Amala's heart jumped. Her breath caught. The man chuckled softly, like he found it amusing. So the ruthless heir finally cares for someone. Interesting. Jihoon's jaw flexed. Leave before I lose my patience, he said. The man stared at Jihoon for a few seconds, then gave a mocking bow. As you wish, Prince. He left. The rooftop door closed behind him. Jihoon stood still for a moment, breathing slowly, controlling himself. Then, he turned to Amale. His voice softened again. I'm sorry you saw that. She shook her head. Who was he? A problem, Jihoon said simply, and I don't want that problem near you. Amali swallowed. Why did you say I'm yours? He looked at her with quiet intensity. Because the moment you kissed me, something inside me decided you were. Her heart pounded. Jihoon, you can't just claim me. He stepped closer. I didn't claim you, he whispered. It just happened. She felt her breath shake. His hand reached up, slow and careful, brushing a raindrop from her cheek that wasn't even there. I need you to trust me, he said softly. I'll protect you, whatever it takes. She looked up at him, confused, scared, drawn in. Why me? She whispered. His answer came like a confession he didn't want to admit. Because I can't let you go. The wind blew between them. The city lights glowed. Her heart ached. His eyes told a story he didn't know how to speak. Before she could respond, he stepped back. I'm taking you home, he said quietly. It's not safe anymore. She shook her head. I can go on my own. No, he said firmly. Not while the Seoul underworld thinks you belong to me. Her heart trembled at that sentence. He held out his hand. Come with me. Amali looked at his hand, then at his face, then at her own trembling fingers. Slowly, she placed her hand in his. His grip tightened gently. like he'd been waiting all night for that moment. Jihoon walked Amale down the dark stairs from the rooftop, his hand still holding hers, firm but gentle, like he was scared she might disappear if he let go. She could feel the tension in his body. Not anger, not fear, something deeper, something he was trying hard to control. Outside, a black luxury car waited. The windows were tinted, the engine hummed quietly. The door opened from inside the underboss. Min Jae gave a small bow. Hyungnim. Jihoon nodded once, guiding Amale into the back seat. As soon as the door closed, she felt the air change, warmer, darker, safer, yet more dangerous. Jihoon sat beside her, close but not touching, his shoulders tense, his eyes stealing small glances at her. Amale held her bag tightly. Her voice was soft. "You don't have to do this." He looked at her immediately. "I do." "Jihoon," he cut her off quietly. "You think I'm doing this because I feel responsible?" A pause. "I'm doing it because I want to." Her chest tightened. Min Jae watched them through the rear mirror, confused but curious. He had never seen his boss like this. The car drove through Gangnam streets, neon lights flashing inside the windows. Amale whispered, "I didn't mean to create trouble for you." Jihoon stared straight ahead. "You didn't. Someone saw me kiss you." "That's not trouble," he said softly. "That's fate." Amala looked away, heart pounding. Jihoon's jaw tightened. "Tell me something," he said quietly. "When you kissed me, did you feel something?" Amali froze. Her fingers squeezed her bag. Her voice came out like a breath. "Jihoon, I don't know." He leaned closer, whispering, "You do know." She swallowed hard. "I can't think about that right now." Jihoon's eyes softened, almost pained. "You make me feel things I never wanted to feel again." Before she could respond, the car suddenly stopped. Violently, Amali gasped, grabbing the seat. Jihoon's arms shot across her chest, protecting her. "What happened?" he snapped. Min Jae stared ahead. "Hyungnim, we're being followed." Jihoon's eyes turned cold instantly. "Who?" Min Jae didn't look back. "Black sedan, no plates." Jihoon cursed under his breath. Amale felt fear rush through her chest. Jihoon grabbed her hand. "It's okay. I won't let anything happen to you." The black sedan behind them sped forward suddenly. Jihoon muttered, "Damn it." Min Jae slammed the accelerator. The car shot forward. The engine roared through Seoul's midnight streets. Amala's heart raced. The chase felt unreal, dangerous, dark, terrifying. She whispered, "Is this because of me?" Jihoon tightened his grip on her hand. "No, this is because of me. They want power, not you. But I'm in the crossfire. I won't let them touch you." His voice was steady, full of certainty, like a promise carved in stone. The car swerved sharply, lights blurred, tires screeched. The black sedan got closer. Min Jae shouted, "They're trying to ram us." Jihoon looked at Amala. "Close your eyes." "What? Why?" "Just trust me." Her breath shook, but she closed her eyes. Jihoon pulled her close, covering her with his body, as the sedan hit their back bumper. Amala gasped. Jihoon whispered in her ear, "You're safe. I'm here." Min Jae took a sharp turn into a narrow alley. The sedan skidded, swerved, then lost control. Jihoon exhaled slowly. "They won't try again tonight." Min Jae nodded. "They're gone." Amala opened her eyes, breathing fast. Her head rested on Jihoon's chest. He didn't move, didn't let go, didn't breathe for a second. She pulled away gently. "I'm sorry," she whispered. Jihoon blinked slowly, confused. "For what?" "For getting close." His jaw clenched. "Amali, don't apologize for that." Min Jae parked in a hidden garage. Jihoon opened the car door for her, helping her out. As they stepped into the cold garage light, Jihoon stood in front of her. "You can't go home tonight." She looked up, shocked. "Why?" "Because they know who you are now, where you work, where you live." Her heart dropped. "I didn't choose this." Jihoon stepped closer, eyes softening. "I know, and that's why I'm giving you a choice now." She swallowed. "What choice?" He took a breath. "Stay with me, so I can protect you properly." Her eyes widened. "I can't live in your world." He looked down at her lips for a second. "You already stepped into it." Tears filled her eyes. "Jihoon, everything about you is dangerous." He whispered, "I know, but I'm dangerous for everyone, except you." That broke her. A single tear rolled down. Jihoon reached out slowly and wiped it with the back of his fingers. Soft, gentle, heartbreaking. "You don't have to be scared of me," he said quietly. "Ever." Her voice cracked. Why are you like this with me? He looked away for a moment, like he was afraid of his own answer. Because I haven't slept since that kiss. His voice low, raw. Because I can't breathe when you walk away. He looked into her eyes again. And because if someone hurt you tonight, I would burn this whole city to the ground. Amali's heart thumped painfully. She whispered, "You don't even know me." He stepped closer. "I'm trying to." Silence. Heavy. Emotional. Dangerous. Finally she nodded. "Fine, I'll stay." Jihoon exhaled in relief. Real, heavy relief. "This way," he whispered, guiding her toward a private elevator. As the doors closed and they stood alone inside, the tension returned. The elevator moved slowly. Too slowly. Emily felt his eyes on her, watching, studying, wanting. Her voice was small. "Why are you looking at me like that?" He stepped closer, their bodies inches apart. "Because I'm trying not to kiss you again." Her breath caught. Silence filled the elevator. Loud, hot, electric. And when the doors opened, everything between them had changed. Jihoon's private penthouse was high above the city, Seoul glowing beneath them like a sea of stars. He brought her inside quietly. No guards, no noise, just soft lights and silence. Amala stepped in slowly. "Your home is beautiful." He shrugged like it didn't matter. "It's empty." She looked around. "It's big." He looked at her. "It's lonely." Her chest tightened. Before she could speak, a glass shattered in the hallway. Jihoon reacted instantly. He pushed her behind him. "Stay close." Minjae rushed inside moments later. "Hyungnim, someone broke in." Jihoon's eyes turned sharp. "Who?" "We're checking the cameras." Emily's hands shook. Jihoon whispered to her, "It's okay. I won't let anything touch you." Another sound echoed from deeper inside. A soft click. A metal sound. Jihoon whispered, "They're inside." Amali's breath froze. Jihoon pulled out a gun from a drawer. Smooth, fast, silent. He moved forward slowly, protecting her with his body. Minjae followed. As they turned the corner, a masked man rushed out with a knife. Amali gasped. Jihoon grabbed the man, pinned him to the wall, and disarmed him within seconds. Minjae tied the attacker's hands quickly. Jihoon ripped off the mask. Amali's eyes widened. It was the man from the rooftop, the one who smirked at her, the one Jihoon warned. Jihoon grabbed his collar. "I told you to stay away." The man laughed bitterly. "She makes you weak, Prince." Jihoon punched him once hard. Amali flinched, but Jihoon's anger wasn't wild. It was controlled, cold, protective. The man looked straight at Amali. "You shouldn't be here. You're a target now." Jihoon grabbed his face, voice low. "If you look at her again, I'll..." Amali grabbed Jihoon's arm. "Jihoon, stop." Her touch made him freeze. His anger softened instantly. He looked back at her, and his eyes changed, from fury to fear. Fear of losing her. He stepped away from the man. Minjae dragged the attacker out of the penthouse. When they were alone, Amali whispered, "Is this how your life is?" Jihoon lowered his gun slowly. "Yes. It's dangerous. Yes. It's violent. Yes. It's lonely." His eyes softened. "Yes." Amala took a small step toward him. "Jihoon, I'm trying to understand you, but I don't know how." He stared at her, silent, eyes full of things he never said. Then, very slowly, very carefully, he reached out and took her hands in his. His voice was almost a whisper. "You don't have to understand me." A pause. "Just don't leave." Her breath trembled. "Why me?" she whispered. He looked down at their hands intertwined. His thumb brushed her skin softly. "You walked into my darkness," he said, "and you brought light with you." He swallowed hard. "I didn't know I needed that." Amala felt tears burn her eyes. "Jihoon." He looked into her eyes, deep, raw, open. "That kiss wasn't nothing," he said softly. "You changed me." Her lips parted. "How?" He exhaled slowly, voice breaking just a little. "I used to feel nothing. No emotion, no fear, no care." He touched his chest lightly. "But now, you're here." His eyes shined with something real. "And I can't go back to who I was." A tear slipped down Amali's cheek. Jihoon's hand moved up, gently cupping her face. He wiped her tear with his thumb. "Don't cry," he whispered. "You're safe with me." Her voice shook. "Why are you fighting so hard for me?" He leaned closer, so close she could feel his heartbeat. "Because I think..." He took a soft, shaky breath. "I'm falling for you." Her heart stopped. His forehead rested lightly against hers. "I shouldn't," he whispered. "You're the one thing my world can't have, but I want you anyway." Her breath trembled as she whispered back, "Jihoon." He closed his eyes, pained. "Amala, Tell me to stop, and I will. Silence. Then, I don't want you to stop, she whispered. His eyes opened slowly, soft, warm, full of emotion. He could no longer hide. He leaned in, but before their lips touched, bang! A gunshot outside the penthouse door. Amala screamed. Jihoon pulled her behind him instantly. Min Jae's voice shouted, Youngnim, they're coming back. Another gunshot hit the door. Jihoon held Amali close, his voice low and urgent. You asked me for one kiss. He looked into her eyes. Emotion, fear, love, obsession, all mixed together. Now I'm never letting you go. The door shook. Footsteps rushed toward them. Shadows moved under the crack. Jihoon whispered, Amali, stay behind me, no matter what happens. Her heart pounded. Her hands shook. Tears filled her eyes. Jihoon, are you going to be okay? He lifted her chin gently. For you. He smiled softly. A rare, heartbreakingly beautiful smile. I'll survive anything. The door cracked. Enemies outside. Jihoon tightened his grip on her hand. This isn't the end, he whispered. It's only the beginning. The door burst open. Dust filled the air. Shadows rushed in. Footsteps heavy. Voices shouting. In a language Amala didn't understand. Jihoon moved first. He grabbed her waist and pulled her behind a marble pillar. His body shielded hers completely. Don't look, he whispered. His voice was calm, but she could feel the tension in his muscles, the danger rising inside him like a storm. Gunshots echoed through the penthouse. Min Jae shouted something, then another crash. Amali closed her eyes tightly. Jihoon, I'm scared, she whispered, her voice shaking. He placed his hand on her cheek, warm, steady. Look at me, he said softly. She opened her eyes. All she saw was him, not the chaos behind him, not the danger at the door, only him. He cupped her face gently. You're alive because you ran into me that night, he whispered. And you'll stay alive because I'm not letting go. Her heart tightened painfully. Why are they doing this? She cried softly. Jihoon leaned his forehead against hers, breathing her in. Because hurting you hurts me, he said. And they know that now. A tear slid down her cheek. He wiped it instantly. I'm sorry, she whispered. You didn't ask for this. I didn't want to drag you into. He cut her off. Amala. His voice broke just a little. I would rather die protecting you than live in a world where you don't exist. Her breath froze. The gunshots behind them stopped for a moment. A terrifying silence filled the room. Jihoon didn't move. He touched her chin softly and whispered like a secret. You came into my life by accident, but you stayed in my heart on purpose. Her chest ached. Jihoon, please, don't get hurt. He gave a small, sad smile. I'm not worried about myself, he said quietly. I'm worried about the day you walk out of my life. Her tears fell faster. He caught each one like they were precious. I won't walk away, she whispered. He exhaled shakily, like he had been holding that breath for days. Say it again, he whispered. I won't walk away. His eyes softened, more than she had ever seen. Behind them, Min Jae's voice shouted, Hyung Nim, they're breaking through the second door. Jihoon turned slightly, his protective side taking over again. He whispered urgently, there's a safe exit behind the gallery wall. I'll take you out. Amali shook her head hard. No, Amali, I'm not leaving you here. Not like this. Not while they're trying to kill you. His eyes widened, a moment of shock. Then, something deeper. Something that looked like love. He held her face again. I've fought many battles, he whispered, but this is the first time. I'm scared of losing something. She placed her hand over his. You're not losing me, she said softly. I'm right here. He closed his eyes briefly, holding her hand against his cheek. For one heartbeat, the world was quiet. Just them, just the warmth, just the feeling they couldn't deny anymore. Then, a loud bang shook the entire penthouse. The attackers were inside. Jihoon opened his eyes slowly, dark, determined, dangerous. But there was one more thing in them now, a promise. He pressed his forehead to hers one last time. Listen to me, he whispered, his voice soft, shaking, but full of fire. No matter what happens tonight, you're mine. Her breath caught. You asked me for one kiss. His hand held the back of her head gently. And now I can't breathe without you. She felt her heart break open. He pulled back just enough to see her face. This is not goodbye, he whispered. This is just the moment where everything changes. Another explosion shook the room. Min Jae yelled his name. Jihoon kissed Amala's forehead soft, slow, lingering, a kiss full of things he couldn't say out loud. Then he whispered the final line of this episode. If they want war, they'll get war. His eyes locked onto hers. But you stay alive for me. He pushed her gently toward the hidden exit behind the wall. Amali grabbed his sleeve. Jihoon. He didn't turn around. He just said, "Don't look back." The wall opened, light shined through. Amala stepped inside with tears falling silently. As Jihoon walked toward the gunfire, toward the danger, toward the enemies, and toward the fate that began with one forbidden kiss in the rain. The moment Amala stepped into the hidden passage, the door closed behind her. She pressed her back against the wall, breathing fast, tears running down her cheeks. She wanted to run back. She wanted to scream his name. She wanted to protect him, but she remembered his words. "Don't look back." She placed her hand on the cold wall. "Please, be safe," she whispered into the silence. The tunnel led to a side street far below the penthouse. Rain began to fall again, soft this time, the kind of rain that calms the heart. Amali walked alone, the sound of distant sirens echoing in the city, her thoughts filled with Jihoon. She didn't know if he survived. She didn't know if he was hurt. She didn't know if she would ever see him again. And that pain hurt more than fear ever did. She reached the end of the alley and leaned against the wall, letting the rain wash away her tears. She whispered, voice breaking, "I didn't want to fall for you, but I did." Her phone buzzed suddenly. Unknown number. Her heart raced. She answered with shaking hands. "Hello?" A voice replied softly, "Amale." Her breath froze. "Jihoon, Jihoon, are you okay?" There was a long silence. Then, "I'm alive." She covered her mouth with her hand as tears fell again. "Thank God, Jihoon. I was so scared." He breathed softly through the phone. "It's over," he said. "They're gone. They won't hurt you again." "Are you hurt?" she whispered. "A little." A pause. "But thinking about you hurt more." Emily closed her eyes. "Where are you?" she asked desperately. "Please, let me see you." Silence. A soft breath. Then the sound of footsteps. She turned around slowly, and there he was, walking out of the shadows. Black coat torn, bruised lip, a cut on his brow. Breath heavy, but alive, and his eyes, when he saw her, his whole world softened. Amale ran to him. He opened his arms instantly, pulling her into his chest, with a strength that told her he thought he might never hold her again. Her head pressed against his heart. His heartbeat was strong, steady, real. "You're alive," she cried softly. "I told you," he whispered, his hand holding the back of her head. "I survive anything for you." She pulled back, touching his face gently. Her fingers brushed the bruise on his cheek. "Does it hurt?" she whispered. He took her hand, kissed her wrist softly. "Not when you touch me." Amale felt her heart melt. Jihoon cupped her face with both hands, his thumbs wiping her tears. "I didn't know I was capable of fear," he whispered. "But when you walked into that tunnel, I felt something break inside me." Her tears fell harder. "I thought I lost you." He leaned his forehead against hers. "You can't lose me," he whispered. "Not anymore." The soft rain fell around them, neon lights reflecting on the wet street, like gentle colors blessing their moment. Jihoon lifted her chin slowly. "You asked me for one kiss," he said, his voice deep, soft, full of emotion. "And that kiss changed my whole life." Amali's eyes fell to his lips. "Jihoon," she whispered. He brushed a strand of wet hair from her face. "Can I kiss you again?" he whispered. "This time, because I want to. Not because of danger, not because of fear, but because my heart is yours." Amali smiled softly through her tears. "Yes." Slowly, carefully, with all the emotion he had been holding inside, he kissed her. Not desperate like the first kiss, not chaotic like the rooftop tension, not fearful like the moment they separated. This kiss was warm, soft, real, like two hearts finally resting where they belong. His hands held her waist gently, her fingers curled into his coat. The rain fell softly. The city lights glowed around them. When he pulled back, his forehead stayed against hers. "I'm done fighting this," he whispered. "I want you in my life." Emily smiled. "And I want you in mine." He breathed out slowly, relief filling his chest. "Then stay," he said. "I'll stay," she whispered. Jihoon wrapped his arms around her, holding her like a promise. And for the first time in years, the ruthless heir felt peace. The dangerous streets of Seoul didn't matter. The underworld didn't matter. The enemies didn't matter. Right now, there was only him and her, and the soft rain that blessed their love. He whispered into her hair. My world was dark. He breathed in her scent, You gave it light. She closed her eyes, resting her face against his chest. And my heart was closed, she whispered. You opened it. Ji-hoon smiled, a real, gentle smile. Something rare, something only she could pull from him. He kissed her forehead softly. From now on, he whispered, we face everything together. Amala held his hand tightly. Together, she repeated. The rain softened into a mist. The city lights flickered beautifully around them, and for the first time, their hearts were safe. Together, in the middle of Seoul, under the soft rain, with danger finally behind them, a forbidden kiss became a real love.